Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Tyson Fury, the Furious One, the Gypsy King, he's set hearts racing once again today and tongues are wagging. The Furious One, he has announced he is retiring. Well, it appears that he has announced he's retiring. So he's taken to social media, and I'll just go up to it now, have a look at the remarks that he has left. Been very blessed in my life and career, achieved the utmost in boxing, was an epic journey along the way. Thanks to all fans that supported and believed in me along the way. Hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Obviously not one for words, that didn't make as nearly as much sense as it should have. But yeah, what do you make of that? I mean, I just find it hard to believe him given where we've been and comments that we've had in the last couple of weeks. So let's rewind. 2 weeks ago, or just on 2 weeks ago, Peter Fury was adamant, and this was at the Huey Fury and Joseph Parker press conference, sort of in the interview phase after that, he was on record saying, yep, Tyson is on track. We are looking at getting him on the card, and that will be his return. And they were looking for and this is what Peter Fury said, to have a top 5 type opponent. And then a week ago, we heard from Tyson Fury himself, similar sort of sentiment to today, said he wasn't really sure if he'd come back to boxing, not really sure. Then today, we obviously have him saying the end. So make of it what you will. Obviously, the Fury camp has been spraying around different comments and quotes all over the place. So it is a little hard to take this one at face value, given what we've seen and where we've come from. Clearly, Tyson Fury is not in a state of mind at the moment to come back to boxing. It's something that he had been working towards, and we'd seen for a number of months he'd been posting updates on social media about getting in shape, losing weight, the 18 pounds just ripping off me, all that sort of stuff. He was working out in Spain with his cousin and I believe Billy Joe Saunders. But some of that's pretty much in the last, I would say, month, 6 weeks, just all of a sudden dried up. So whatever's happened, whatever's changed, that's changed the narrative. And Tyson Fury has backed away from his comeback. Remember, he was saying he was going to come back for all of these belts. And you had his delusional cousin Huey Fury saying that they were going to rule the division for years. So I'm not ready to call this as the end of Tyson Fury. Let's just say for now that he's on hiatus, as he was. Clearly, he's not in the right frame of mind, and you got to question, I mean, what is he doing outside of the ring that's sort of influencing his mind to this degree? And also, I mean, just his family, Peter Fury and such, his uncle, just completely not on the same page about what they're saying publicly. And obviously that is confusing for us all, especially when they're saying, yeah, the next 2 weeks we're going to try to get his boxing license back. Clearly that is not happening. And Tyson Fury, if he was to retire now, I know I've covered this previously in another video, but we'll just recap again. It will be a career where you could have said what might have been. We'll never know how good he really was. Was he going to be a Buster Douglas type, that was his Everest, and then it was kind of all downhill from there? Obviously, he had the downhill part just without the fighting. And that's sad. He is the lineal heavyweight champ. We wanted to see him defend those belts. We wanted to see the Joshua versus Fury boxing match. We wanted to see that fight. We wanted to see a number of other fights with Fury. Wilder Fury, that would have been a great battle. I mean, you'd have to say that Fury would have been favourite for that one. Maybe for both. I mean, it's hard to know. We don't really know how good some of these guys are because they won't get in the ring together. And clearly he's not getting in the ring anytime soon. So if he comes back, it'll be good to see, because I think Tyson Fury is very good for boxing. He's a character. He's one of these guys that we love to, see doing his antics. But on the other side of the coin, clearly Tyson Fury doesn't quite gel with certain sections of the population given his views on certain topics. And I would also say the nature of Tyson Fury's win over Vladimir Klitschko, that also in a way has hurt him, because And bear with me on this point. Tyson Fury is a skilled boxer. He uses his natural abilities and attributes to get the job done, outpoint the guy. Tyson Fury is not a guy who's going to go in there and just KO Klitschko. There's questions about how much power he's got, but he uses his skill to do it instead. But that 2015 fight with Klitschko is viewed as one of the most boring fights in heavyweight history. It really was awful. There was zero action for most of the fight. But you've got to put some of that down to Klitschko. He just didn't really know what to do, and he never sort of, threw many punches in anger. And by the time he tried to, Fury had run away with the fight. So I think one of the things that hurts him is that it wasn't like a compelling performance in terms of he knocked Klitschko out in exciting fashion, a la Joshua. If Fury had done that against Klitschko, I think he would be much more well regarded by a number of, hardcore fans recognised it for the feat it was. It was a great feat. He took down a guy that hadn't been beaten in a decade, and he made him look like a clown. Fury just, he was clowning him in there. But for a lot of fans, and especially fans who are sort of either casually into boxing or sort of just past that casual, but not quite in the sort of watching YouTube videos every day and trying to gather and collect insights about what we should really be looking for, that performance just doesn't do it for them. They want to see the rough and tumble, the massive knockout, the guy getting, Joe Smith Jr. knocking someone through the ring, a massive uppercut almost taking off Klitschko's head. If Fury had have got a win like that, I think his legacy and the way he's perceived by the public would be a bit different. Sure, there would still be the taint around him because of this carrying on in the last year and a half or so, but he would be remembered for this destructive performance. Instead, it's remembered by a lot of fans as a boring performance, and like Tyson Fury, he's a bum. He is definitely not a bum. I hope he comes back. Hard to say if that's going to happen. I guess we'll continue to say watch this space, and if we ever see Tyson Fury again, well, it's good for boxing. That's it from me. Hit like and subscribe. I'm out.